Okay guys, day number 3 is here. Welcome back to Total Stock Market Domination. Let me ask you a question. Did you get your homework done? Listen, I hope that you did because it's super important for you to do your assignments if you want to be successful. Look, we can't really move forward unless you've done your homework because what we do here today and tomorrow and beyond really depends on whether or not you've already done everything that I've asked you to do. But guess what? Day number 3, I've got some super exciting stuff to show you, all right? I'm going to show you the results of the watch list that we created yesterday and how those results translate into cash in your pocket, money in your bank account, all right? I'm also going to show you the power of compounding. And my friend, the power of compounding is just mind-blowing stuff. I'm going to show you how to take those results and literally multiply them exponentially. You're going to be blown away. All right, today, right here, I'm going to show you how this strategy that I've been teaching you can literally be life-changing. I'm going to show you what it's realistically going to take for you to be able to quit your job and start living life on your terms. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do today, listen, today is actually a two-part video. All right, it's about 7:30 in the morning, and what we're going to do now is we're going to take the watch list that we created yesterday, and we're going to plan our entry into each one of those stocks that are on our watch list so that we can have a super strategic plan heading into market open. We can be ready before the market opens. All right, so let me get switched over to my computer screen here so that you guys can see what it is I'm doing. And you know, I was having trouble with my MacBook this morning, but I've got my backup here and we're just going to keep rocking and rolling. All right, so let me get switched over. And okay, here we go. Okay, so let's start with CJES here. And think back to day number 1, okay? We talked about overall market strategy. We talked about buying into support, and we talked about buying breakouts. So those are the things that we're looking for when we plan our entry into a stock. We're looking for resistance, and we're looking for support. Or we're looking for breakouts, and we're looking for support, okay? So if you look at the intraday chart over here on the right, and towards the end of the day, you can see that the stock kind of develops this flat top resistance here at 95 cents. All right, and we're experiencing higher lows and higher lows, and we've got this ascending triangle, which I told you is, you know, this is the tried and true sign of a breakout to come. All right, so this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking to buy a breakout past this flat top resistance here. And it did break out past 95 cents here, and then it broke back down, but we're still experiencing higher lows here. And we still have this ascending triangle shape that's forming, and it's consolidating up towards that 95 cents. So I'm still interested in this. You know, it's looking like a good setup. So the best case scenario for me would be for this stock to break out past 95 cents and go up towards $1 or even break out past $1. So my plan of entry, I'm looking for a breakout at 95 cents. Therefore, I would buy the stock as soon as it hits, you know, just above 95 cents. As soon as it proves that it is going to break out past 95 cents, I want to get into the stock. All right, so 95.5 to 96 cents, that's the price that I'm willing to buy this stock at. Okay? Now, we also need an exit strategy, right? My target is, you know, if it breaks out past 95 and I buy the stock, then I'm looking for it to go up to at least $1, possibly even more than $1. Okay, so if it's looking like it's not going to go past $1, then I'm going to try to sell at $1. If it's looking strong still, then I'm going to hold on to it, see if it can break out past $1. Okay, now if I get into the stock and things go bad, all right, being a stock trader, being a day trader, the most important thing you can do is to limit your losses. Okay, so we always need an exit strategy in case things go wrong. So here's how I'm going to do that, all right? If you look, we have higher lows here, and this last low here is at 94 cents, all right? If the stock breaks down past that low of 94 cents, then that indicates a reverse in trend. You know, the structure has changed, and then that stock becomes unpredictable. And we don't want to be in stocks that are unpredictable. So my stop loss is at 94 cents. So if I buy the stock and things go wrong, I'm going to get out at 94 cents so that I can limit my loss. All right, so that's it. Just to recap, my entry is I'm looking to buy the stock at 95.5 to 96 cents. and I'm going to, my target is, $1 or even past $1. And then my loss is at 94 cents. All right, so that's it. All right, so let's move on. And up next we have VMEM. All right, so VMEM, just real simple here. You can see at the end of the day, it shoots up towards 75 cents. And 75 cents is a nice strong magnet number. So if it breaks out past 75 cents, I feel like there's going to be a quick pop and a quick gain, and it's going to continue on up towards $1. Okay, so I'm looking for this stock to break out past 75 cents. I'll be looking to buy it at about 76 cents, and I'll look for it to continue up towards $1. All right, I'm going to put a real small stop on this one because, listen, if it gets up to 76 cents and it breaks down past 75, then it could continue to drop in a hurry. So my stop on this one is going to be about 74 cents. All right, like I said, we want to limit our loss as quickly as possible. All right. So to recap VMEM, I'm looking for a breakout past 75, looking to buy the stock at 76, and I'm going to look for it to continue towards $1. All right, my stop is at 74 cents. That's where I will sell it if things go wrong. All right, so up next is REXX. Again, this one's real simple. You can see over here on the daily chart, it's grinding up towards $1. And really, the only way I'm going to buy this stock is if it breaks out past $1. Okay? There's no real established support or resistance here in the 90 range. So the only way I'm going to buy this stock is if it breaks out past $1. So I'll look to enter this stock at about $1.01, $1.02 after it has proven that it is going to actually break out past $1. And my target, if it breaks out past $1, then we could get a big spike. We could get anywhere from 10 to even 20% gain if it breaks out past $1. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for this stock to do. If it doesn't get up to $1, then we're not going to buy the stock. We're going to keep our money safe, and we'll move on to the next one. All right, so to recap, REXX, looking for a breakout past $1, looking to enter the stock at $1.01, $1.02. My stop then would be at about 97 cents. I'll give it a little bit of room there to work, but we want to get out quickly if it drops back down below $1. All right, so that's it for REXX. Let's move on to PTX. Okay, here's PTX, and I'm going to be extremely cautious with this stock. And the reason why is if you look at the intraday chart, in the morning we have this nice big spike all the way up to almost 65 cents. And then immediately after that, it drops back down, and then it kind of fades throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, it develops, you can see this ascending triangle start to develop with a flat top resistance at 60 cents. And then we also have higher lows, and it's consolidating towards that 60 cents. And it finally breaks out past 60 cents after the market, after hours, after the market is closed. So what I want to see tomorrow is I want to see if this stock can sustain that support level of 60 cents. If it can stay above 60 cents. If it can, if it establishes support at 60 cents, then this will be a support play for me. I'll look to buy into support at 60 cents. And my target will be, anywhere from 65 to 70 cents. Okay, so I want to make sure it can stay above 60. If so, I'm going to look to buy into that established support at 60, 61 cents. All right, and that's it. So my stop will be, if you look at this last higher low here at the end of the day, that's at about 58, 59 cents. So I'll set my stop at 58 cents for this stock. Okay, last one here is HK. If you look at the end of the intraday chart, you can see that there's some flat top resistance here. This is at 42 cents, okay? And then it breaks out past 42 cents. And remember I talked about in day one, when a stock breaks out, the old resistance becomes the new support. And that's what it looks like of what's going on here, okay? So you can see the flat top resistance, it breaks past, and then it comes back down to that level, but it doesn't go below that. So that is now actually the new support. So what I'm looking at is I'm looking to buy this into support at around 42, 43 cents. And then my target is I'm looking for this stock to go to at least 50 cents and, possibly even higher. I think that if it breaks 50 cents, then it could, go all the way up to 60, and that would be a huge, huge gain for us, okay? So just to recap, my target entry is 42 or 43 cents. My target is going to be 50 cents or even higher, and then I'll put a stop at 41 cents, because if it drops below that 42 cent support level, that indicates a change in trend, and then it becomes unpredictable, and we don't want to be involved in a stock that's unpredictable, okay? So 42, 43 cent entry point, 50 cent or higher target, and then a stop at 41 cents. All right, so that's it. That is all of our stocks. We've planned out all of our entry points into all of our stocks. Now we're nice and prepared for market open so that we can make easy decisions. Okay, my friend, that is it. Now I'm ready to get some trading done. All right, if you think back to our process for a second, our blueprint, right? We went through the stock screener. We optimized our list. We planned our entry into each stock. Now the last step, all I have to do now is I have to stick to the plan, and I'm going to make some money. All right, so listen, this video is going to pick back up after the market closes, and you guys are going to be able to see the results of our watch list. You're going to see how these stocks performed. You're going to see how much money we made today. And my friend, listen, you're going to see how these results can translate into cash in your pocket and money into your bank account. All right, so stay tuned. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, here we go. I know this is the part you've been waiting for. Now I get to show you the results, okay? The market's just closed. I'm super excited because we crushed it today. All right, we absolutely nailed it. You guys are going to be blown away. I can't wait to show you. Let's just get straight into it. All right, here we go. Okay, so let me kind of walk you through my day today. All right, I started out with HK. It was building some nice pre-market volume. It was gapping up, and it had a lot of momentum yesterday. It was looking like it could really continue that momentum today and could really run today. All right, so if you remember, my planned entry for this stock was about 43 cents. Now it actually gapped up and opened higher than 43 cents, but I bought it at 45 cents, which is just 2 pennies higher than I wanted to buy it for, okay? But I went ahead and bought it because it looked like it had a lot of momentum and looked like we could make some really nice gains on this stock. So I bought it at 45 cents, and immediately out of the gate, it just shoots up, rips up all the way to 55 cents. All right? And then you can see it fails to go above 55 cents, and it drops down here a little bit, and then it goes immediately straight back up to 55 cents. And for the second time, it failed to break past 55 cents. So to me, that tells me that there's some resistance there at 55 cents. So it's close to 55 cents. It's close to the resistance. So I sold it. The second time it failed to break past 55 cents, I sold it, and I was able to sell it at 54 cents for a nice quick profit straight out of the gate. And this was all within 10 minutes. And my friend, this was a huge, huge gain. All right, that's a 20% profit in literally 10 minutes from market open. Boom, done, I'm out, 20% gain. All right, I was fired up at this point, but it was time to get out of the stock and move on to the next one. Okay, so my next trade was VMEM. If you think back to my plan of entry for this stock, it was for the stock to break out past 75 cents, and I wanted to buy the stock for 76 cents. All right, well, it in fact broke out past 75 cents, and I bought the stock for 76 cents. Now, it didn't really pan out like I had hoped. You know, I was hoping for a much bigger pop after it broke out past that 75 cents. I didn't get that. It kind of stalled out here at 78, 79 cents. So I sold it over here on the backside of this downslope and sold the stock for 78 cents. And I made 2 cents per share. Now, that's not a huge gain by any means. It's a 2.5% profit, but we made a little money, and most importantly, we didn't lose money, right? So it was on to the next one. All right, so this next stock I was paying attention to was REXX. What I was looking for was this stock to break out past $1 and then to buy the stock at $1.01, $1.02 after it had broken out. Well, everything was looking good. It had nice momentum at the beginning of the day, had nice volume building, and everything was looking good. But when it gets up to 98, 99 cents, it just stalled and it could not get past $1. So when a stock fails to break out and it actually breaks down, you start to get lower lows and lower lows, and the stock just starts to go down. That's a very bad sign, okay? So at that point, when it failed to break out past $1, I just took the stock off of my list and started looking for the next trade. All right, so let's just quickly take a look at PTX. I was looking for this stock to sustain a 60-cent support level. As you can see at the beginning of the day, it just plummets straight through that support level, breaks down below that, and for me, that's a bad sign. So I quickly take that one off my list and just look for the next trade. Okay, so this is the last stock that was on our list. It's CJES. And if you look at the beginning of the day here, we actually have what's called a descending triangle, which is the opposite of the ascending triangle, which is what I showed you earlier. Okay, you can see that there's a flat bottom support level here, and there's lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and it's grinding down towards, consolidating down towards that support level. Now, this is a very bad sign, and it's an indication that a stock is going down. More times than not, when you see a descending triangle, the stock is going down, all right? So when I saw this pattern developing, to me, that's a bad sign. I had already made good money on HK. I didn't want to take any more risk for the day, so I took the stock off of my list and I was done trading for the day. Now, this stock actually turned around and went higher, but more times than not, like I said, this descending triangle here, bad sign. I didn't want to chance it. I took it off my list. I was done for the day. All right, so that's pretty cool stuff, right? Listen, that is the power of having the right strategy, the right blueprint, and the right process in place that you can just replicate over and over and over. Okay, so let me ask you a question. How would you like it if you could make anywhere from a couple $100s to a couple $1,000s a day working from home for just a couple hours? My friend, if that excites you, you haven't seen anything yet. Okay, because what I'm about to show you is how you can realistically quit your job and what it's going to take for you to start living life on your terms. And we do that by using what is called the power of compounding. Guys, this is just mind-blowing stuff. Get ready to be blown away. Okay, so let's say you start with $2,000 in your trading account, okay? You have $2,000 in your trading account. Okay, just to make it easy, right? And let's say that, let's take the results from today. Now, obviously, these are my results. Your results may differ depending on how well you follow the program, okay? But let's do this. Let's say you have $2,000 in your trading account and you made that HK trade today. You're following the program. We experienced a 20% gain, right? So $2,000 times 20%, that's a $400 profit. So you might be sitting there thinking, man, $400 for just a couple hours worth of work, that's pretty good. But let me tell you something, $400 in trading stocks, that's peanuts, okay? It's peanuts, trust me. All right, this is what I want to show you. All right, let's say you make the same exact trade, but instead of $2,000, you start with $20,000. All right, let's say you had $20,000 in your trading account and you made the same exact trade. 20%. My friend, if you would have started with $20,000, same trade, your profit be $4,000. That is a nice trade. Okay, look, there's no difference here. It's the same exact trade. The only difference here is the starting amount, right? Have you ever heard the phrase, it takes money to make money? Well, listen, I know that most of you are not trading with, you're not looking at starting out with $20,000. And that's okay, right? Most of you are starting out here. This is about where I started after I lost that $8,000. This is how much I had left. I had $2,000, and this is what I used, and I grew it into something that looks more like this, and I started experiencing profits that look like this, okay? This is how I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to use the power of compounding. Now, what that means is we're going to reinvest our profits after every trade, all right? So let me show you what the numbers look like on my computer over here. Okay, so here's what I want to show you. All right, let me pull my calculator up. And okay, so again, we're going to start with $2,000. And let's just say, to make it easy, you know that we're going to average an 8% profit per trade. Now, the trade that I showed you earlier, that was a 20% profit. But, you know, obviously our trades will vary day to day. So just to make it easy, let's just call it an 8% average. Okay, so $2,000 times 8%. Then that means that our account has grown now to $2,160 after our first trade. Now, on our next trade, we're going to use the power of compounding. We're going to reinvest that additional $160 back into the market. Okay, so $2,160 times 8% profit. So now, as you can see, our profit is a little higher than on our first trade, right? And each time we invest a little bit more, our profits grow a little bit more. So as you can see, over time, you know, our profits start to really, really increase faster and faster and faster. Our account grows bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And you're going to literally see these profits start to double and triple even. Okay, so I've ran the numbers for you, and I've provided for you this chart, and there's a copy of this in your homework for you to look at. Okay, so take a look at this. Okay, so here's what we got going on here. This column on the left, these are milestones, right? This is where we're trying to grow your account balance to, right? The first level here is $10,000. Now, this column on the right, this is how many trades it takes you to get there if you start with $2,000 and you average an 8% profit per trade, and then reinvest your profits using the power of compounding after every trade, just like we talked about. Okay, so, and let me make this clear. You don't have to start with $2,000. That's just a number I plugged in here. So if you start with a little less than that, that's fine. But your numbers may look a little bit different than this. Okay, so first milestone, $10,000. It would take you 21 trades to grow your account to $10,000 if you start with $2,000 and average an 8% profit per trade. Okay? The next milestone, $20,000, 30 trades. That's it. Okay? 30 trades at an 8% profit per trade reinvested will get you to $20,000. Right? Next milestone, $50,000, 42 trades, $100,000, 51 trades. Okay? So what I want you to take away from this, number one is, it doesn't matter how small you start, you can grow your account quickly, okay? The second thing I want you to take away from this is you have to be consistent, okay? You have to be consistent. You can't rush it. You know, it's just going to take a little bit of time to grow your account up, okay? Trust the process and be consistent. You can really grow your account quickly and just get massive results. Now, I want that to sink in for a second, okay? I want the wheels to start turning a little bit, right? You know, people often ask me, how much money can you really make in the stock market? You know, and this is what I tell them. However much money you can imagine, okay? However much you can imagine, that is how much you can make in the stock market. You know, you might be sitting there saying, Dustin, 30 trades to get to $20,000. You know, I don't know if I can do that. That sounds like a lot. Listen, you can take this process, this blueprint, you can apply it, and you can get results, no question, okay? But if you're like most people, you're going to want some guidance and you're going to want some help along the way. Let me ask you a question. How would you like the opportunity to work alongside me? For me to help you reach your goals and reach that purpose that you stated on day number one. How would you like the opportunity for me to help you? Okay, and this is actually going to be your assignment for tonight. Okay, so your assignment for tonight is this. For you, you might be like, you know, Dustin, do I have to become a member? You know, there's a monthly membership fee. Well, yes, there is, but you give yourself access to my blueprint, right? Each day when I engage this process and go through this process, you'll receive an email from me. You'll get my watch list. You'll get my plan of entry for each stock, and I'll break it down and tell you why each stock made the list. And I'll even dive deeper into chart patterns and things like that, right? And what it does for you, my friend, is it speeds up the learning curve so that you can get results faster. Listen, the trade we made today would have nearly paid for 12 full months of membership. You'd be foolish not to engage this process, right? So if you're asking me, you know, listen, Dustin, is this optional? Can I do this later? You know, my answer is no, right? If you want to go through this with me, if you want to do this with me, if you want to get the most results possible, you'll activate your membership today. Listen, I don't have to convince you on this. I'm just going to tell you. give yourself a chance to succeed. Okay, so after you've activated your membership, this is what I want you to do. Create your own watch list tonight, okay? Go to FinViz, run the screener, then optimize your list, and then plan your entry into each stock. All right, and after your membership is activated, like I said, you're gonna get an email from me with my watch list. Open that up, see how it compares to what you created. Okay, see if we picked any of the same stocks. And see if any of our plans are similar, okay? Listen, don't go to tomorrow until you get your assignment done today, right? Because what we're doing tomorrow is we're engaging that top tier, that top level of traders that I showed you yesterday, the total domination level. It's amazing stuff. I'm super excited because this is where we get massive results. Okay, listen, that's it. That wraps it up for today, but I can guarantee you one thing. Tomorrow will be incredible. All right, but until then, God bless you. Have an awesome day. Get your homework done. I'll see you tomorrow.